Welcome back to lesson 3 of collage. Have a look back at what you did last week. I'm sure you will enjoy having a look at that because your pictures are fantastic. And I think we had a bit of a laugh cutting up Mr. Burke's face if you were in school, or at home cutting up somebody else's face. I just want you to have a look at what you've done and think, if you're in school with someone else, have a look at your partners and tell them why theirs is amazing. What have they done which is brilliant? If you're at home, then you can tell mum or dad what is brilliant about your picture, or they can tell you. But appreciate what you did last week because it was brilliant. Well done. Okay. So today we are going to repeat this process to create a self-portrait. Okay, now obviously if you're going to do a self-portrait, first of all you're going to need a picture of yourself that you're going to distort and cut up. Now that might be a bit tricky if you don't have a printer at home, or if you don't have a photograph that has been printed in the past that you can cut up. So if you haven't got access to a picture of yourself, then maybe you could again have well, hopefully, if possible, use a picture of someone either that you know or of yourself. If that is impossible, then we might need to use pictures of famous people that you might find in a newspaper or magazine, or failing that, you could actually, if you've got time, you could draw yourself and then cut yourself up and distort yourself. So ideally, a picture of yourself, but if not, we'll just work with what we've got. Okay, so first of all, we need to think, how did we do it last week? What did we do to create our picture? So have a think and then tell someone next to you. So hopefully you discussed the process that you used last week. We can think about our success criteria from last week by looking at these pictures. We said the first two pictures here were distorted in a way that was a bit more reflective of Francis Bacon's style, his figurative, dreamlike refraction and distortion of people's faces. But the last one here with the dot by it of Donald Trump was a little bit over crazy. I mean, they found a third eye from somewhere. I don't know where they found that. Must have been on the floor of the art room when we were doing this. That one is a bit too crazy. But if we just cut up our picture, and as we cut it up, lay it down on a piece of paper so we don't lose the order. And then when we stick it down, just move it a little bit so it looks a little bit as if your eyes aren't focused properly, or as if you're looking at yourself in a hall of mirrors. This will leave a few little gaps in between. And what did we do with those gaps last week? Can you remember? What did we do? That's right. The gaps we created, we stuck some text in between, or maybe some coloured paper if you don't have text, but we filled up those gaps, made it look a bit more like a completed picture without holes in it. Okay. So I'm going to show you an extra thing as well at the end of this video. I would like you to have a think to personalize this picture. An extra thing that you can move on and do if you have time is to think about some slogans. If you're doing a self-portrait, think about some slogans that express you, that express your personality. Maybe you're an amazing footballer, maybe you're passionate about gaming, maybe you are a dancer, maybe you love art, maybe you are a kickboxer, maybe you're brilliant at drama like Sebastian. So you can think of whatever it is that expresses you. Maybe you're a joker. Sorry, I'm just thinking, Sebastian, you're sparking me up with ideas, because I could just imagine, you know, you love to laugh. So you could even use that as a phrase, love to laugh, or live to laugh, or I was thinking of a phrase that you might take as an insult. I didn't mean it this way, but you could say class clown. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I mean, you make people laugh. So think about things that express you, and you can add those on at the end with cut out letters that you might find in a newspaper, Or one of the best things I've found for getting letters for this sort of thing just recently is pizza boxes. They have loads of letters all over it. And instead of throwing it in the recycling, you could cut it up and use the letters. Okay, now hopefully you understand what I'm talking about, but I'm going to show you. So have a look at what I've done and that will make it clear to you. Let's have a look. Finished my collage now. Here it is. I decided to add some slogans on mine with letters that I'd cut out from, actually you could use a magazine, but I found a brilliant place to find letters was pizza boxes. So if you have any pizza boxes at home, they could be really useful. I've always got pizza boxes lying around because we eat so many of them in our house. So I decided to put some slogans on that describe me. People have often described me as a bit of a dreamer, so I've put that here because I felt like there was a blank space. I'd left a space where my brain might be, and I'd also left a bit of a space where my heart might be. So that made me think of brain and heart. So I put dreamer coming out of my head, and then for my heart I put heart of art because obviously art is pretty important to me. So what you need to do is think about what kind of things make you tick. What ways could you describe yourself? Do you like football? Are you a gamer? Do you like TikTok? Are you a dancer? What kind of things could describe you? Or is there a slogan that might describe you as well? There's actually something funny that I put up here, which I have encountered a lot since working at Wiston Academy. Now I have to say, I grew up in Essex, I've lived in Ireland, and I've never heard this phrase before, but since I've come here, people seem to think I'm a little bit mad in the head sometimes, and Mrs Griffiths in particular always uses this phrase, or very often when she talks about me, and she says, she's never right. So I thought I'd put that there. That doesn't mean I'm always wrong, it means I'm a bit bonkers. So that's Mrs Griffiths' opinion of me, and quite a lot of other people's, it seems. Don't know why. So there might be some phrase that describes you, so you could put that somewhere on your picture as well. But I'd love to see this self-portrait of you becoming a bit more personal with some personal slogans. Show me how you get on.